Hi, my name is Sam and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have a sort of funny story about getting scammed, but I have to say I was fairly naive, so I do blame myself for most of it. But before we start, it would be amazing if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel, and also leave a little comment about the video, but also a smiley face, as it really helps my channel be pushed into the world of YouTube. And now let's get started. So, I am self-employed. I am a singing drag queen and a YouTuber, among other things. I used to be an English teacher. I'm thinking about potentially going back to it a little bit, but that's not the topic of the day. And as self-employed, I'm always looking for new ways to make money, and I got myself into a little bit of a pickle, but again, I mainly have myself to blame. So a while ago, I know quite a few people who are male escorts, so they get paid to keep you company only, but also to have sex with you. It's all legal, it's all consensual, it's a job that I think they do full time. It's not even on the side, but you can do it on the side if you want to, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. This is one of the things that I'm trying to normalise on the channel. Now, as a extra way to make money, I've never been interested in being a sexual escort, but I always felt that there could be something there for me. And 6 months ago, in January I think, I was talking to a friend who said that his boyfriend was looking for a new job, a real job, but he also told him that maybe he should look and think outside the box, and he could become a non-sexual escort. I didn't actually know this was a thing, and a non-sexual escort is someone who you pay to keep you company, and that's it. There is no sex involved. You can have a non-sexual escort for events like a gala that your company organises, so you can have a +1, or if you simply want to spend an evening in a restaurant with someone instead of being on your own, you can hire somebody, and it's agreed from the very beginning that it's only Platonic. There is no sex involved. To be honest, I don't even think you can have sex afterwards if you click. I mean, you can, but I'm not sure the company agrees with that. But I don't really know the ins and outs, because the problem was that I never became a non-sexual escort. That's the whole point of the video. Oh god, thank god my mum doesn't speak a word of English, so she doesn't know what I'm talking about. So he mentioned it to me. So this friend of mine mentioned becoming a non-sexual escort a long time ago, but then again, I wasn't sure it was for me, but I looked into it, and there are a couple of websites for non-sexual escorts in London, and I applied. For some, you had to send some pictures, so I spent a lot of time taking decent pictures, because I don't take selfies. I hate taking pictures in general. I don't like social media. I don't take selfies. I genuinely, physically and scientifically don't know how to. I mean, I can take a selfie of my face, but even a selfie of my body, of me in the mirror, I don't even know if that is a selfie. But I've tried in drag. I physically can't do it. So it took me a long time. I still had my English YouTube channel at the time, and after filming a video, I then spent another 30-40 minutes making videos on myself wearing different clothes and posing, and then I took stills from that. So I got my photos ready. Not all of these websites required photos, but I sent out 2 or 3 applications. One never replied. Another one replied almost straight away, but for this one I didn't have to send any pictures. So they replied on WhatsApp, so I applied through the website. And then I got a text from this guy, and I think it was AI, I have to be honest, but it doesn't really matter. And this Simon laid out all the rules and how everything works, how I can actively apply, and I thought it was a bit of a scam because they wanted me on their books without ever seeing my pictures, so they didn't know what I looked like, and they said that I had to pay a subscription fee. And I said, well, I don't have anything against a subscription fee per se, but you've never even seen my pictures, so it smacked of a scam, so I let it go. And that was it. And nothing ever came of it. I was so upset because I was like, I can't even become a non-sexual escort. What's the world come to? And then I let it go. Obviously, I forgot about it until a couple of months ago. I received an email or a call from a woman that works for a company that I won't mention, saying that they received my application and they wanted to know if I was still interested. Now, at the time, I then looked up the company, and I remembered seeing the website and sort of looking into it. I don't remember applying. To this day, I don't remember applying for anything, but they got a hold of me, and she said that they were interested and they wanted to see if we could take this further. And she explained everything to me over the phone, and it made perfect sense. She said that the fee would be, I don't remember, minimum £250, something like that, for a booking. Any booking between 1 and 4 hours, I get immediately minimum £200 or £250, and then if the client wants me for longer, obviously they need to pay more. I don't remember how much more, I don't remember the details. And then she explained how the application process worked. She said that I had to fill out another form and send them more pictures, and what they were going to do, they were going to show my pictures to potential clients, and if 35% of these clients said that they would book me as a non-sexual escort, then the agency would take me on. And I thought that was pretty legit. Why would they take someone on who wouldn't get them any clients? So I liked this process of testing my pictures. The weird thing was that on the website you couldn't see the escorts that they already had. You have to be a member to browse through that page with the escorts, so I couldn't see anyone. But I also thought that because privacy and all that, it's a sensitive topic, so I could sort of see it. And then there was a subscription fee. There were various options, and the one that she recommended was like £300 for 3 months. And then obviously if things went well, we could take it from there. Now, I sent the pictures, and I was very skeptical about paying money up front, and I was very stupid. I know what you're all thinking. I know it, and I wish I could go back. But they sent me, the girl that I was talking to was lovely, and I know it's a silly thing to say, but she was really, really nice. She explained everything to me. She replied to questions on the spot as well. She never hesitated, so it did sound legit. It did sound like she knew everything about the business. What stopped me and made me hesitate was that I received an email with the details for the payment, so bank details, and then there were a few clauses about the payment, and it wasn't a contract that I had to sign just by paying. Obviously I was agreeing to the terms and conditions. What I didn't like was that the email had some grammatical mistakes. I'm an English teacher, and what the email kept repeating and rewriting over and over again was that the payment was not refundable. Any kind of payment was not refundable, so if I paid, the money was gone. And I understood it on the one hand, because obviously they need to protect themselves. On the other hand, I was a bit surprised by how many times the email stated this thing. I am very ignorant when it comes to contracts. I've never had a real job, and I was and still am desperate for money, so the only reason why I even considered this was that I was desperate for money, and I was desperate for a way to make more money. And I thought this could be an easy thing to do. I think I would have enjoyed it because I like talking. Clearly my channel is all about me talking, and you can meet interesting people. They can take you to very interesting places and very interesting galas. Everything would have been paid for me. Transport would have been paid for. Food would have been paid for on top of my fee. So it was a very intriguing opportunity. I decided to take a leap of faith and pay the £300. I thought, yes, there are grammar mistakes, but I'm also an English teacher, so maybe I'm a bit too attuned to these things. I pay too much attention to these things, and it's £300 that I didn't have and that I can't afford to lose, but it's not £10,000. So I thought, yeah, sometimes you have to risk to then gain something in return. So I took the risk, I took the plunge, and I paid. Now, what happened was that I was still in touch with this same agent. She got in touch with me. She explained, the process. She said that I'd passed the test, obviously, only by like 45%, something like that, and I was 39% of people said that they would book me. I was outraged. I thought, only 39%. I was fuming, but it meant that I got an action. No, I paid after they confirmed that I'd got in, but again, that could have been a lie. So after the confirmation, I paid, and then the whole process started. Now, she said that from the very beginning, she said that they had potential clients coming. So, I just had to wait and see, basically. Then she sort of disappeared for 1 or 2 weeks, and then she came back. She got back to me, and she called me. Everything was done over the phone, and she said that there was this woman who was interested in me. She is from South Africa. She was going to come here. She works in the makeup industry. She was going to come here for some events, I think, and she needed someone to go with. Now, before that, we'd worked on my bio, so everything is on the website. I also asked her if she thought it was appropriate of me to mention that I'm a drag queen, because there's nothing wrong with it. I wouldn't go in drag, but I can see that a man who's paying good money to have someone by his side may be put off by the idea that I'm a drag queen. I can totally see that. I don't condemn it. I agree with that, which is why I just said, should I not mention it? And she said that other people have done the same, and their clients are pretty open-minded, so she said I should go ahead and write that in my bio. So when she told me about this woman, I said, well, as long as she knows that I'm gay, because I applied as a gay non-sexual escort, I mean, she can't try to pass me off as a boyfriend because people won't buy it. And my agent said that that was not the case. She knew exactly that I was gay, and she was intrigued by the fact that I was a drag queen, so that was also a plus. She didn't need to pretend to have a boyfriend. I was just company basically for her, and she was interested in spending time with me. I said okay, and then, but it was all a bit in the air. She didn't really know when this client was going to be in the UK exactly, so we sort of left it there. And then she called me. She was supposed to call me one day, then she didn't, and then I emailed her, and then anyway we got back in touch, and she said this. She said that this woman was in fact coming to London. I think we were having these conversations in May, and the woman was going to be here in June-ish. So the reason why my agent had been in touch with me was that she was still waiting for the woman to confirm the date and all of that. That day that we talked, she didn't know exactly when the woman was going to be here, but she said that the woman was willing to pay, wanted me, and she wanted someone for not just once but 3 or 4 times during her stay, because I think she was supposed to be here for 3 weeks, and she didn't want to change escort all the time, so she wanted someone who was available on all the dates that she needed. And I'm a drag queen as well, so some days I can't do, so I gave her all my availability. Apparently it was a match, and she said this. She said that she was going to pay me more than the normal rate, because she really wanted to have me, and she appreciated my time and all of that. I don't know what we would have done together. I don't know where we would have gone or anything like that, because that was still to be discussed, obviously. But that's where the catch sort of appeared. She said that because I'd already paid my £300 for 3 months, so I was on their books as a bookable escort. But she said that because this client was international from South Africa, if I wanted to, so they also have an international section, and if you want to be in that section, you need to pay more to be allowed to be in that section, because international clients tend to pay more, so you will get more back from it, but you need to pay more to be there to begin with, which I don't necessarily disagree with. I don't think that in itself is a scam, but she said that the fee to be on the international books was £1,200 that I would have had to pay before being booked. Now this is where it all started going south, and I said, look, I've never worked for you, I've never met you, I've already given you £300. I can't just give you 1,200. She said that they were willing to deduct my 300 from the international fee, so I would have had to pay 900 instead, only 900. And I said, look, first of all, I don't have the money, so even if I wanted to give it to you, even if I wanted to blindly believe you, I wouldn't have the money to give you physically right now. Also, I've never met you, I've never worked with you, I don't actually know if this is legit, because I haven't had any work with you before this, and I just can't justify giving you another £900. And I said, and she said that also there was another guy coming from America that was also interested in me, so being in their international books obviously would have been very beneficial for me, because I could have got a second client as well. And I said, look, I physically can't afford it, so even if I wanted to, I can't do it, but why don't we do this? So the clients pay cash apparently and they would pay me directly. So I said, why don't we do this instead of the client paying me? When we meet, she pays you directly, so all the money that I make that night comes straight to you, so you know that my good faith, my goodwill is there because I'm not taking any money. Or if there is a way for you to, well, if you're happy for the client to pay me and then I'll send you the money, but obviously you will have to take a leap of faith towards me this time. But anyway, I gave them a lot of options that could prove to them that I was, all in good faith and that I was willing to pay them. So yeah, take the money straight away and I will pay you through that. She said that was not possible. She said that she was going to talk to her manager as well, but it's not something that they would ever do. You have to pay first and then you get the booking. And I said, look, I can't do that, so if you can talk to your manager again, then let's see. So apparently she talked to her manager, and then she got back to me and she said that the manager said that they can't just let me go and do the booking, but they're happy for me to pay $450 now and then $450 after the first booking. So that would have meant that I would have paid £750 altogether, so the first £300 and then this extra $450. And I said again, look, I can't do that. I just can't. And also I found it very weird how it was absolutely impossible for me to pay after the booking. I didn't quite see the legitimacy in that. If I'm telling you, I'm giving you the option of taking the money straight away from the hands of the client, so without me even touching it, I'm giving you permission to do that, to show you my good faith. Why is that a problem? If this woman really wants me, she's willing to pay me more than the going rate and the standard fee, what's the problem with that? So that was very suspicious. And then I asked a friend of mine, because he does contracts a lot, he works in the normal world where you have contracts and you have to deal with people. I'm a drag queen. I don't know anything about these things. And he said that the contract was, the lack of contract, but the emails that they sent me were very suspicious. He spotted grammar mistakes as well, and also he said, the fact that they kept repeating that the payment was final and non-refundable. And he also asked me if I'd ever talked to this woman, to my manager, because he then said that maybe, so this was a foreign company that translated something badly from another website, and he thought that maybe I was just I'd been in touch with this woman via email. And said, no, the woman is British and we talk all the time on the phone. She seems very, not just nice, but again, she answers questions on the spot without hesitating. So she really knows what she's talking about. She really sounds like she knows the subject inside out, and she doesn't have to come up with lies on the spot. But maybe she's just well trained as a liar, I don't know. So even he said it was a bit dodgy and that he wasn't sure. But that's the thing, it wasn't 100% dodgy. It was dodgy enough, but there was a chance that it was still all legit because this woman was there on the phone talking to me. Now, before I did my first payment, I tried to do a bit of research based on the details that they gave me. I couldn't really find much, but I did find something on the government website saying that this company had been not dissolved, but there was a warning pending on them. But I mean, what do I understand? What do I know? And then that's what I said to her. So before making the second payment that I never made, so when she then offered this the 450 split, I looked up the website, the details again of the company, and the same website was now saying that the company had been dissolved. So I said that to her, and I said, apparently the company has been dissolved. Can you? Because I asked her to give me like a reference number of the company, and through that number, I then found out that the company had been dissolved. And she said that there was a delay in the paperwork, which is why then the company appeared, was showing as dissolved, because the government hadn't received the paperwork in time. And then through that I found other details about the fact that this company is owned by a 22-year-old Lithuanian guy. Anyway, the dodginess kept piling up, and also what I asked her was, why? So when you first mentioned the fact that this South African woman might be interested in me, why didn't you tell me there and then that I would have had to pay more to be on your international books? Because if you told me from the very beginning and I'd said no, well then, you could have just told this woman that she should find someone else. Because the very first time that she mentioned this woman vaguely to me, when nothing was still set in stone, she could have said there and then, look, if you are interested in this, she will pay you more, but you need to pay more. And I asked her why she didn't mention the extra payment, and she said that because it had never happened before, that a brand new Escort was then requested by an international client. She didn't really know how things would work in that case, so she had to ask her manager. And I found that, I can't sort of find it in my heart to half believe her. I can believe that she didn't really know how things would pan out for me as a brand new client. But at the same time, I still think she should have mentioned what she knew. So the fact that she said nothing about this extra payment that I would have had to give her was very fishy and dodgy. So I then said, look, I physically can't afford to give you even the £450, and I can't justify it because I don't know who you are. For all I know, this could be a scam. She didn't take offence, and then we sort of left her there, and she said, yes, I completely understand. Maybe let's find you some local clients first, so you can see that we are legit, that we pay, that we exist, and then we can move you on to the international books. That was the last time I ever heard from her. That was over May, end of May. So my subscription is now expired, I think. I've stopped looking into it because I mean, in the thumbnail I had to write, I think I got scammed, because I don't have like brutal proof that it was a scam. But the fact that she disappeared after that, and she never said anything, even to say, she didn't even inquire whether I wanted to renew my subscription. She didn't even say, shame that it didn't work out. So yes, maybe I should have contacted her, but since she's my agent and she gets money, she gets commission through me, well, obviously it would have been in her interest to see if I wanted to renew my subscription, or she should have said something. The fact that she hasn't tells me that maybe it was a scam. And I mean, I've now forgotten about it. I'm only talking about it now because I need a topic to talk about. I am miffed. I am disappointed in myself, but just up to a point, because yes, I could see some signs from the very beginning, but I took a risk. Again, I am desperate for money, and sometimes I know that you need to take a risk to then make things work. Even this channel, I've been doing this for now 6 months almost, and I'm doing it for free. I mean, I'm not making any money at the moment. I'm not losing money. I'm not saying I haven't invested any money. Well, apart from the microphone, but it's been a big, let's say, waste of time so far. I'm close to monetization soon. Actually, by the time this video comes out, I think I will already have reached monetization. But for the 6 months that I did it for free, it was for free. So I'm glad that I took the risk, because I think I would have regretted not taking it, because it was only £300. I mean, the moment they asked for more money, I knew that I wasn't going to give it to them. So I can't even say that I'm proud of the fact that I didn't give it to them, because I knew from the very beginning that it was not going to happen. Although I did do my research, and I did believe that there was some legitimacy in that, mainly because of the woman that I was talking to on the phone. She was always there, always on the phone. We did exchange emails about me passing the test and about payments and all of that, but it was mainly done over the phone, which makes everything untraceable, I know. But also, again, the way she spoke, how she replied to my questions, it all made it more believable, which I think is how these scams work. So I just fell for it like an idiot. So yes, I think it's safe to say that it was a scam. So I'm not going to mention the company because I don't want to get into trouble. But yes, if you ever want to become a non-sexual escort, make sure you do your research, because I have to say, based on the lack of success that I've had, I don't think it's actually a very popular thing, at least here in London. But if you know of any legit agency, let me know, because I am interested. So I can't believe, I mean, I've put myself out there, and because I wanted to be a non-sexual escort, and I couldn't make it happen because nobody would hire me. What's a world come to? Okay, so let me know in the comments if you've had any similar experiences, and yes, food for thought. And on that note, I will let you go. Bye bye.